To Zarcast, where we have the loving, I believe this game is The Last Punch versus, oh, I've got my stream on, haven't I? Silly me. I'll tell you when the game starts, but yeah, we do have one member less actually for one of the teams. Oh, two paladins though for one team. That's very interesting indeed. Let's see how that pans out. That team's looking very strong and very sustaining. So the game is now live. Let's see who manages to make it to the point first. Both teams. It looks like it's going to be the last punch. Ah, it's MVP, okay. So I'm guessing that was Wannabe MVP actually. Not sure. But yeah, Last Punch versus MVP in this game, and it looks like the first point catcher is going to go to MVP. Unless Last Punch are managing to get reinforcements on top though. Last Punch are falling like flies to the Inquisitor of MVP. Looking like he's going to be able to take down most of his team alone, but the tanks managed to finally die with Last Punch, so MVP are going to start on that point. So we do see Ginner from the Last Punch trying to pick off any spare members of MVP for the inevitable push from Last Punch. They do seem to be coming in segments, as we do get a really good mana steal off actually on the Paladin. He's trying to now recover from that, and we do see the Sister of Fire building up a lot of crass points on the class even. Very good freezer from MVP, managing to stop two members of Last Punch. It looks as though the tank is back on point and causing a lot of disruption for MVP. Although not too much, he's pushed off the side. Let's see what we've got round the back there. The steam hammer must be, yeah, here it is. Being able to catch the disruption there, the Last Punch. Not managing to gain much ground at the moment, still seems to be scattered in their reinforcements, trying to build their point to get back in the game, as we do see a lot of fire and ice being thrown between players. But as we follow the Inquisitor for MVP, trying to get in there, manages to pick off one of the Sisters of Fire, who is in a very provocative death position there. Looks as though they're going to be holding this point for the meanwhile. Let's just check around the map, see if they've got any other point of contact. We do see teams trying to sneak around the end, but MVP looks as though they're warding this off majoritively. Only looks as though the tank of Last Punch is the only one able to get near the point. So we do see 3 Tesla coils go down now at various points in this. So it's going to be even harder for Last Punch to gain an advantage. They're going to now also set up reinforcing his gun. We do actually see MVP disrupting them at their own base. It looks as though this is going to be a farm fest for MVP. We are a man down on the Last Punch, but looks as though MVP seem to have this under control. I believe with that extra Paladin, one less person, they're missing out on what could be a lot of damage. Actually, we do see one Frost Witch not actually scored any points, wondering where she is. Maybe she is lagged out, or maybe she's not in the game. But this could be one of the reasons why there are a lot less people of Last Punch than it looks as though. Do see the majority of the action. Let's try and get a point of view from the engineer there. He mows down to the members of Last Punch with the help of his team. No one really causing any backline disruption. We see one of the sappers there trying to jump over with his little springy legs. We do have Last Punch now trying to come from the side, trying to sneak in there, just being zapped by the many Tesla coils of MVP. See what they can do to this base, as they do manage to destroy Mr. Clappy, but not much else before being taken down. MVP still a strong advantage on this point. Tesla coils are up, making work of this tank, and the tank does go down. Now it's just to the job of the engineer whether or not he's able to rebuild Mr. Clap. As we see, Woku from MVP managing to get a good laser off there. Almost taken down. Getting out of the last punch, but he's going to sneak round back. We do see MVP's Inquisitor doing work of his own on top of the Berserker. It's taken down. We do see a Skyfire going on actually, and Drinder of MVP's going to actually back off his thing. He's going to rebuild Mr. Clappy at this point. Get some health regen onto the structures that obviously were damaged in that Skyfire, including his own turret. Meanwhile at the base, looks like they've got a little bit more composure. On MVP just decided to back off, as we do see a Russian person, of MVP, just basically playing TIG, it seems to be, or tag, the last punch. Able to just reflect the Sister of Fire, but he actually gets taken down now himself. This is the last punch, can't really get any numerous amount of people on the point to try really and contest it, but it's not even going to be able to get a hit off there with those Tesla codes making work along with Wilku casting them bolts of fire. See another laser come down now, putting even yet more pressure onto the last punch. Just seems as though they've not really got much choice in this game. When you're coming up against teams like MVP though, Wannabe MVP and Armada, they have the many talents of playing in a lot of these tournaments and getting their tactics down to a knot. Whereas these newer teams coming in like the last punch, obviously they're coming in fresh and they're just finding their feet in terms of tacticals. They're going for the exploding barrel there, but looks like it's going to backfire. You don't see anyone wanting to dance with it, instead it just gets exploded and brushed aside by MVP. To see them now playing with the point again. Seems to be a bit quiet. I'm hoping for a bit more action packed. Let's fly into one of those vultures. Ugh. One advantage of spec mode, you get to see things you wouldn't normally see in the game, but wow, bird's eye view of the map. This again is Cannibal Stronghold. Absolutely beautiful environment, I think. Draw distance for a game that you don't really spend much time looking at. They seem to have designed a lot of beautiful parts of this map that just basically go unseen. I'm trying to get back into the action though now. We see a Skyfire actually go down from MVP, but it seems as though the last punch are actually gathering up on that point. Let's get some kills. You do see a Skyfire now come down from the last punch. Cavern is a light. Top scorer is actually Drinder on MVP. He's got MVP. Seems to be him. He got the MVP last week as well in the match where I think they lost against Armada. Is he? Very solid player. His base layout seems to be very good. Something out of like Natural Selection or even StarCraft. Very well positioned pylons. I mean, he's got traps where he's got one less pylon. And it seems to be where he's laid out his most attractive kill elements towards the back, while the other member, obviously, the fire. This is a fire causing great support, so that Drinder can get, racking up them points. So a special mention to them as well. that is going to call into the game. Calling bad game there, unfortunately. Seems to be frustration on the side of the last punch. So, unfortunately, that was a rather uneventful game. So it looks like other side Dynamic are going to try and get revenge against Armada for the destruction of their brothers back in the round of 16. Don't know whether to try and spectate that or maybe get MVP up against Pay to Win. I think I'll go for the SWAT Armada versus Dynamic Other. See if I can get a revenge on this. 3 games in this, as it is a tournament match now in the semi-finals. So these are all now people are going to earn crystals within this tournament. So we do have our 4 finalists. However, the amount of crystals is determined by the outcomes of these matches. So we do have a best of 3 coming up in the semi-finals. We'll be looking at SWAT versus Other Side Dynamite. Both games will be played first in Dwarven Quarry and then onto Cannibal Stronghold, the game that we just saw there. So I'll be looking to spectate that game. Again, I will restart the stream once the game is up and running, and hope you stay tuned in the games to come, because it looks like there's going to be some exciting ones now, because all these teams I've spectated before and all do show some great tactics and resilience. So, see you in 15, guys.